Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, Money Masters. Hi, folks. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the Trader's Edge. I absolutely love being here with you, and I am so honored by your presence and just simply for the opportunity to serve you. Folks, it is a terrific Tuesday. I hope you're having a terrific day already. If not, let's get off to a great start. For all of you folks on the West Coast, if you're just waking up and just tuning in, thank you so much. And if you're catching us on the archive at noontime up in New Hampshire, thanks for doing so. You know, you can always reach me here at the office. You can give us a call. You can call me now if you wanted to at 877-927-6648. You can always reach me at steve@tfnn.com. I love getting emails from our listeners, from my clients, from just about anybody, you know. And this morning I'm going to share a quote from one of our listeners later on in one of the segments or what have you. And it's always just so great to just have interaction, you know, with folks, especially when you're sitting on this side of the camera, you know. And what I have to do is I have to just simply vision, you know, all of you sitting out there, you know, and hopefully you start your day off with a grand vision. You know, for me, I start my day off by taking a look at my favorite spot in the entire planet. I've been fortunate enough to have traveled all around the world, and there is one spot where I absolutely feel at total peace with myself. It is the one spot where I can go to, and I can go to it like this. What's really cool about the digital age, if you will, is that I can go to this spot whenever it is that I want to, whether it's in my mind or whether it's really right there on my screen. I hope that you start your day that way as well. You really should, because it's all about putting yourself into a peak state, or what I might call a state of positive expectancy. Because when you really think about it, you know, when you think about how your day is starting right now, or maybe your day's been going on, but you really want to start your day with positive expectancy. When we trade these markets, it's a matter of starting off with positive expectancy, whether markets are going up or down. And the reason I say that is because we know that these markets go up and down. It's just simply breathing patterns. And what we teach here at TFNN.com, and you can watch us live by going to TigerTV. So if you're near a computer, you know, go to the homepage of TFNN.com, watch us on TigerTV. You'll be able to see our charts. You'll be able to see my screens live, if you will. And you know, what I want you to understand is just simply the power that you have within inside yourself. And that power, folks, is really about the power of positive expectancy. You know, you want to have that's how you really manifest something into your life. Because what I've learned is that the most powerful, most successful, happiest achievers of our generation have one competitive advantage, folks. And that competitive advantage is your mindset. It's really all about your mindset. And when you take a look at, you know, how is it that you're going to start your day, really starts with your mind. So when you wake up in the morning, envision what it is that you want. Go to that place where you feel at total peace, and then envision what it is that you want to accomplish today, no matter what it is, whether it's trading the markets, whether it's just simply, you know, a success strategy that you're looking for. And if you've tuned in here this morning, you know, I hope that what you realize is that you're standing on the corner of success and strategy. No matter where it is you're in life, folks, you're standing on that corner. And what you need, and hopefully you're looking at the screen here, what I've created is this little logo, if you will, that I've got in the upper right-hand corner. I now include it in most of my emails, if you will, because to me this is the entire solution. This is the entire formula, if you will, success strategy, success formula for being able to create momentum. And it's really all about creating momentum. You know, once you have a vision, then you've got to get off your duff, if you will, and make it happen. Well, how do you make that happen? It's really pretty simple. You've got a success strategy that deals with 4 primary aspects or thought processes. And those processes, folks, are just simply understanding what your potential is. When you talk about the money game, you really want to be able to understand your potential. That's why I teach that power of one. I learned the power of one probably about 30 years ago, was when I first was really turned on to it and really started to take a look around me, started looking at role models, started looking at people that had successful strategies and understood that power of one. I took that power of one and took it to the power of 1% from an investing standpoint. But with regard to whatever it is that you're accomplishing in life, the real power of one is what's in your heart. It's what's in your heart, and it's really being able to understand your potential in life. And no matter how much you really think your potential is, the reality is when I teach people in a live seminar, in just a real simple process, is that even what they envision as their potential is probably about 50% more than that. So if you think your potential is really grand, just add another 50% to that. If it's from a relationship standpoint, if it's from a health standpoint, if it's from a wealth standpoint, your potential is even more than you envision. Well, how do you get there? Well, you get there by taking some type of action. So whatever it is that you envision, if it's a wealth thing and that's why you turned into us, or you're looking to us for advice, for help, with it, whether it's our newsletters that you can try for free, or you just want to call into the show, you want to share with us, or you want us to look at, an equity that you're in or something that you're thinking of trading, that's taking action. Actually, picking up the phone, calling into a radio show is taking action. I understand, even though I do these radio shows, when I still call into a show, I understand that little bit of anxiety that's there. Man, that is a great thing, because the only way that you really grow is to do something that makes you feel a little uncomfortable each day. And when you do that, folks, what happens is you'll get a result. If you call into the show, you're going to get a good result, because we're going to give you I'm going to give you my input based on what it is that I see going on in the chart. If I can't identify something, then so be it. Sometimes there's not a pattern there. Sometimes maybe there's not. Most times there's at least something to look at. There's at least an area to look at with regard to perhaps volume or swing points, or there's some type of information that's going to be released at some point in time in the very near future. That's certainly what's going on today in the markets. What I expect we'll see over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours as things play out here. There's absolutely going to be, a directional change. That might be a continued change, if you will, going to the moon, or it might be time for the market to breathe and start moving its way down. But whatever way it moves, folks, there's a positive expectancy. There's a way to play it. You will get results. And when you get results, folks, what happens is you really enhance your belief system. It's this spiral. So you want to understand your potential. You want to be able to take action. You want to be able to see results. You want to be able to have those results on paper. That's what I teach here about my expectancy system, my trading system, if you will. And you want to be able to have this strong belief. Why? Because, folks, if you're here listening in, if you are trying to get from here to there, point A to point B, and you don't have a success strategy, then what I'm doing here at TFNN is I'm throwing out a life raft to you. But my life raft, folks, if you take a look at it on TigerTV, it's got some dollar bills around the side of it. It's got $100 bills. Because when I throw out life rafts, folks, if you're here to learn about wealth, well, I want to be able to throw that life raft out to you. And that's part of that vision, if you will. So if you took a look at that as some of the potential, that little Stevie is sending out a life raft to you with some dollars around it, well, that's just really step one. Then I want you to take the next action, because when you take the next action, whatever that is, if you're looking for some assistance, I can be of assistance to you. Tom, Larry, Basil, David, we've got absolutely great technicians, great coaches, great newsletter services here. And the reason that we throw these life rafts out to you folks, because it starts like this, and what it turns into is a life raft, right, with money on the outside, putting right on the inside of you. And that's really what I want to help you do. I want to help you be able to attain your financial freedom. And financial freedom, folks, one of the reasons why most people don't attain wealth is because they simply don't define what wealth is. And for me, what I think you should define wealth as is financial freedom, which is simply your working capital here, churning off enough money on a monthly basis to cover your living expenses, whatever that may be, no matter what level it is that you live at. That's what you've got to do. I know we've got listeners in the audience that are at that level. And when you can attain financial freedom, folks, what it opens you up to do is opens you up to teach others, and that's really what we want to do. It helps you to be able to focus on your relationships. It helps you to be able to focus on your health. We've got a great show here with Nico DeHaan on Fridays that truly help you to live a primal lifestyle, live an excellent lifestyle. But here's a life raft for you, and that's really what it's all about here at TFNN.com. If you're looking for a life raft, then I'm a person that, I'd like to assist you with that help. And one of the reasons, I talked about why people aren't wealthy, and sometimes they don't define it. Well, sometimes, folks, what happens is it's some of the things that maybe you heard as a child. It's amazing as I watch people and help them overcome their hurdles. What you realize is if you can go back to just simply things that happened as a child, and what we did was we simply misinterpreted those events. We put some meaning behind that, some emotional juice behind it, something as simple as money doesn't grow on trees. I mean, how many folks out there, if you raised your hand, believe that money doesn't grow on trees? Probably a bunch of you, right? Well, I'm here to prove you wrong, because I can show you the vision. I can show you a money tree. If you're looking at my screen right now, I'm showing you how that first life raft that I threw out there that was dressed with money, then all of a sudden accumulated this pile of cash. And what that turned into, folks, that turned into a money tree. So if you want to bust through that hurdle in life here, folks, you send me an email. I'll send you this photo of this money tree. Or maybe you'll go ahead and create a money tree of your own and let me know what that looks like, because money absolutely does grow on trees if you want it to. And what I want you to be able to do is I want you to be able to create a forest. But you got to do it by just simply, I think the easiest way is just simply understanding how to master probability, because that's what trading is all about. That's what this money game is all about. Now, let's get to that quote here real quickly that Andy in Evanston, Illinois sent in. It goes like this. It says, the precondition for any human effort is a vision of success. Well, we're talking about success. So how cool is that? I want to talk about success, and I get a quote that was sent in, I don't know, maybe about 8 o'clock this morning or something like that. The precondition for any human effort is a vision of success. Exactly what we're talking about. How did I manifest that quote into my life? Man is never so strong, so enterprising, so endlessly resourceful as when his aim stands clearly in front of him. That's understanding your potential, folks, to be achieved by a definite number of determined strides. That's taking action. This is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And because I had already prepared what it was that I wanted to discuss with you in the opening segment last night as I was working on it. And in comes this wonderful, wonderful quote, because to work without hope, folks, is a contradiction in terms, for work without hope is work without a real drive. Folks, that's where you've got to have that belief system. And if you do that, folks, then what will happen is you will have momentum, because you will understand your potential, you will take action, you will get results, and you will have a belief system. So I want to thank Andy from Evanston, Illinois, for sending that in. That was actually a quote from Colin Wilson. Don't know who Colin Wilson is, but I'm glad we manifested Colin Wilson in my life. Folks, you got the Dow futures are down 34, S&P down 2. We'll go take a tour around the world. Thanks so much for being here with us. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments and Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make. Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Don't forget, you can test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back, 877-927-6648. You got the Dow futures down 45, the NASDAQ futures down 4, S&P's down almost 4 points as well. And stay tuned today. We've got a great lineup for you following this show. You've got the Money Master Show with Tom and myself. Then I'll be back for an additional hour from 11 to 12. And then we got that great option show with Don Kaufman today. You know, commercial-free, uninterrupted from 12 to 1. And then you've got Ken Shreve from 3 to 4, the warm-up backup band for Tom. That'll take us home from 4 to 6. Let's go to Rick in Longwood. Rick, thanks for holding. Thanks for calling in.
Well, thanks for taking my call this morning, Steve. And you're right, it is a beautiful morning.
Oh, man, it's a beautiful. That's why we live in Florida.
Amen.
No matter where you live, it's a beautiful morning. But I love, I tell you, folks, Florida is a cool state because, you start almost every day with some blue skies, and that's a great way to start, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. And, I'm one of your subscribers to your alert service.
Yes, thank you.
And, well, thank you. I'm one of your very satisfied customers because you're making me money.
Hey, I love
That's
it.
the bottom line.
I love it. I love it. I hope you're a moon lover. I hope you're a moon lover, too, Rick.
I am, too. In fact, so much so, I went searching around this morning. I looked at the DAX and the FTSE.
Okay. Yeah.
And look, if you will, take a look at the candle. It looks to me like a little shooting star forming in the DAX.
Yeah, we'll see how it ends the day, and it very possibly is. There's been some pressure, overseas this morning. Now, what the DAX did, folks. Oh boy, we got this battery issue here. Hey, Al, give me 1 second here. Would you go run in my office and grab my charger, please? Otherwise, my computer's going to die. It's hooked into the wall. Sorry about that, Rick. We may be, maybe I'm on life support, if you will, for 3 minutes. So we'll take a look at the DAX, and Al will get in here real quickly. And, so it's under pressure. Now, what the DAX did, folks, is it went ahead and attacked the high of that candle that we've been looking at from August 15th. The high there was 6106. And the low was 6,008. So it had been attacking the bottom of that, really for about the last week. There goes my system, so no problem. So, you're going to be my co-host here, Rick, until my system boots back up. But it's been attacking that low for, as I say, for at least the last week or so. And what it's done today is it's gotten over that high. It's closed underneath it. The DAX doesn't close until about 11:30, and and so if it closes below that high, then from a volume standpoint, I'll have to wait to see what the volume is on Tom's system, which we get maybe about 12 or 12:15 or so, and then and then that will give us a confirmation. It may be a shooting star candle. We'll just have to wait and see, how this closes. Now, what I didn't get a chance to do was actually look at the FTSE. I know that the FTSE was down a little while ago. Do you have that up on your chart, co-host Rick?
Yes. I'm going there. Let's see.
I'm going to my bullpen. I'm going to the reliever. Are you righty or lefty?
I need to mute my volume. He's making somewhat of a shooting star, but the body is down inside the previous candle.
Is it? Okay.
The DAX looks a lot better. It's more pronounced.
Yeah. Well, what we do have going is you've got a new moon that from a ephemeris time comes in tomorrow. I didn't really take a look to see what the Eastern time zone was for that, but we've got a new moon coming in. You've got the moon at perigee, where it's closest to us. We've got that big planetary index date that is tomorrow. I expect some fireworks, and part of those fireworks are going to be dependent upon how the market reacts to the news of what they decide to do over in the over in Europe.
Yes.
And so, we'll just simply see how that plays out. But, what you've got is when you're moving into a new moon, and folks, what we've been doing is, the new moon has been proving itself to be a good signal to actually sell the market, whereas the full moon has been a good signal to buy the market. And when you do that, what you're always looking for is you're always looking to be able to sell at highs and buy at lows. That's what an ideal trader would like to do. And so you like to see the market actually moving up into the new moon here, and that's really what we've had happen. So I think it's an ideal setup. It's an ideal setup with regard to reward to risk, where you've got the probability on your side. Doesn't mean it's always going to play out that way, but we have so much. And here's the cool thing: there's so much energy focused around really tomorrow, just fundamentally overseas, and then simply technically with regard to what's going on with regard to the lunar cycles and everything, that we're going to have some really good information. It's going to be an important low, or it's going to be an important high in the market.
I hope a high.
Me too. Hey, thanks to my co-host Rick from Longwood for calling in. Helped to save me. He threw me a life raft. I threw out a life raft. Didn't realize I was going to get one. Thanks so much, Rick.
Well, thanks, Steve. Bye-bye.
Okay, have a great day.
You too.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2 week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading the gold market. If you're an investor in gold or any of the gold mining equities, this newsletter is an essential tool that can help you become a better trader in the gold market. The Gold Report comes out every Monday with complete coverage of the entire gold market, including the XAU, HUI, the dollar, the bond, the rand, more than 40 different mining equities, as well as some of the most popular precious metal ETFs, including the GDX and the SLV. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report that will help you take advantage of investment opportunities at the current historic gold price levels. To order your Gold Report today with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to tfnn.com or call our office directly at 877-518-9190.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It is better when we're together, folks, and we are off to the races. You've got the Dow down 101, Composite down 21, small caps down 8, S&P down 10, and it is not only better when we're together, folks, it's better when we got power. So we're back to being powered up, and I want to say a special thanks to Rick, who was my life raft this morning. It was very cool to actually be talking about life rafts and have one thrown my way. So, and I'd love you to give me a call, 877-927-6648. Let's go to our next caller, Ed in Tampa. Ed, thanks for calling. How are you?
Doing okay, Steve.
Thanks for calling in. My next co-host, we got Ed.
Yeah, here you go. Hey, all right, here's my question. I'm looking at the chart of the SPY.
Okay.
And I'm looking at a weekly chart, and it's a candle chart. And what you see is I see like a pennant formation starting in around August, and kind of like a reverse pennant. I'm familiar with pennants going the other way, coming down to a point. Well, it looks like the market has kind of opened up in the opposite direction. And I was just wondering if you could take a look at that and tell me, do you see anything unusual there?
So you're looking at the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, one of the first things that I would be taking a look at is, give me a second here just to kind of pull. I've got a couple different charts here. So I've got the SPY weekly chart, and one of the things that you want to, that you want to take a look at in the weekly chart that I think is important to notate is the week of June 3rd. And on the week of June 3rd, up near the highs of the SPY, you had this big bearish engulfing candle that you had. And oftentimes you'll find that those bearish engulfing candles will get tested. And, and that's where you really have a nice reward to risk trade. When we've been taking a look at the SPY chart on or maybe it's the SPX chart on a daily basis, we've been also looking at a similar candle pattern. And what the SPYs actually did, Ed, was they came back up and they tested it the week of July the 8th. I believe July the 8th, that week, we also had a new moon combination, and there was one other astro aspect, and then the market went ahead and gave it up from there. And, what you actually had was this dark cloud cover candle that was right up at the top. It's not really a full bearish engulfing, but that's what you had up at the top on that week of May the 6th. So I see those two candles up there, and and they both got tested. That so-called dark cloud cover candle got tested with that week of June the 3rd. And so, what that's sending out a signal to me is, what was simply the mere fact that the market wanted to move down. Then you got to also go ahead and put some of the volume characteristics behind it, because, it helps to have that momentum, if you will. And that's certainly what we had as the market pulled down. Now, what you also do have is, just as we did on the top where we had the bearish engulfing candle at the bottom that week of October the 7th, that candle engulfed the following week, and that set up that's the week that we had our market lows, and that set up a bullish engulfing. Exactly. And the market has actually moved up from there. Now, we'll just have to wait and see where this week stands out. Right now, when Rick had called in and he was talking about a shooting star, and that's really the candle formation you've got right now at the top. But the week's not going to close out where we're at. But what is going to be important is that if and it wouldn't take that much. If the market does move down, what you could see happen here is if the market closes below, and this is on the SPYs, folks, if it closes below 121.99, and right now it's trading out at 123.68, that'll set up another bearish engulfing candle. All you've got to do is just simply engulf the entire body from last week. Does any of that commentary help, or?
Yeah. Right. So I kind of like I draw little trend lines on my chart, and it seems like I have a reverse pennant starting at the beginning of August.
At the beginning of August. Well, stay on, Rick. We'll come back. We'll talk to Rick. 877-927-6648 to get the Dow down 142.
Okay.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of The Money Game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry, or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted that was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN. TigerTV.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow down 120, composite down 33, small caps down 14, and the S&P down 14 as well. Now, you want to talk about being down, folks. You got Netflix is down $43 this morning, trading out right now at $76.50, down another 35%. Holy schmoly! You want to talk about taking a haircut. Now, the key is, no, I'm not a Netflix user. Ed, did you use Netflix at all?
Nope.
Yeah. You know, what I'd like to know, the report came out, that they were down 800,000, they lost 800,000 customers. Now, like I say, my time is so compacted, I don't really have time to do much in the way of video. On Saturday afternoon, sometimes if I'm doing some work, I'm watching the football games on my computer screen while I've got some charts up and just surfing around or what have you. But where did those 800,000 customers go? I mean, that's a slew of customers. And the reason why I say that, folks, is because, did those 800,000 customers just simply say, I don't want that service anymore? Or where is it that they went to? Because, did they all go to one place again? I don't know. That's not a marketplace. You got any idea? Ed, do you follow Netflix at all? Or?
Yeah, I was following it, all last week, watching the moves, and I was amazed to see on some chat rooms that there were so many people that were thinking that this thing was going to run back to 155 or so, and
it's a broken stock. I mean, I'll pull up a chart. I won't waste your time right now with it, but I'll pull up the chart. But that thing was around 280, 300, something like that, wasn't it, at the highs?
And when that thing got cut in a third, it goes right back to the volume principle. The volume was just absolutely astounding.
Yes,
and sure enough, the second where there's smoke, there's fire. Here's the second or third leg to drop.
Oh yeah. It's making another. I think it's making another ABC down, which I think takes it even. It might have opened up where that ABC down completed it at the 76.50 area. We'll go back and we'll take a look at it, during the show. But one thing you absolutely would like to know is, where do those 800,000 people just simply go to? Hey, price is important. And so you were looking at the. I apologize for just digressing, but my screen came up and I saw it was down $43 or what have you, another 35% down. That's a little pain, isn't it?
It was one of those things yesterday I was looking at towards the end of the day, and I was thinking about doing a straddle, putting the call.
Yeah.
And of course, the volatility, they pump them up a bit before an earnings announcement like this. So they look pretty expensive, but I had no idea it was going to drop this far because, honestly, if you would have bought a dollar put that was way out of the money in a call.
Yeah.
Everything went 2,000% today.
Yeah. I know, but that's like you got to have that crystal ball and be able to look into it. So that doesn't happen. But so now when you're taking a look at the at the pennant formation that you're drawing on your screen, how is it that you're playing the SPYs? What's your take? What are you looking at?
Right. Well, this is what I'm looking at. On the weekly, which I don't watch very often, but I definitely, there's no question, you can definitely see things definitely on a weekly than you can't see on a daily.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm looking at this unusual pattern, basically starting the first week of August.
Okay.
And I'm looking at a candlestick chart. So looking at the bodies of the candlestick, you can clearly see. A line moving up, starting around the first week, after that big kaboomski, of the end of July there.
Right.
And then you can clearly see a line following down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a reverse pennant. I'm familiar with pennants coming to a nice tight formation and then things, busting up or down. But it looks like this is going in the opposite direction, and I really haven't seen anything like that. And I was just wondering, is this bullish or bearish or what?
Well,
that's an unusual formation. That means nothing.
Yeah, my take is that we're in this horrible bear market. We have been for quite a while, and just simply if you just go from the highs of the market to the lows and retrace back up, all you've done, if you just simply had just looked at a chart, if I were just looked at a chart plainly, didn't know what it was plain just normal retracement formations, it's nothing more than what I would do on a daily basis if I was trying to find, the C point of a move, much like I did with the dollar index yesterday. I was taking a look at the dollar index, and the dollar index just simply moved back to the 0.618 area. And so, in my opinion, especially when you just take a look at volume, the market still wants to move further down. And then when I go back and I overlay where we're at right now from where we came from, because, how do you know where you're going to unless you know where you've come from? And I use that so much in the market just to try to go back and identify other patterns that were out there. And so when I couple that along with the volume, and the volume that we've got, we had nice volume, if you will, that gave us information down on the August 12th area, and then we did the same thing on August 7th. Now, you had a little bit lighter volume, but you still made a low. That area hasn't been tested, until the market tests that area, and preferably the bottom of that SPY, until it tests the bottom of 107.43 and rejects that on price and volume. Then I say what we've really just set up is the next A, B, C, D down. Which would, in this case here, this could take the SPYs. If I just pull out my my formation tool here, it looks like what could happen is this would go ahead and take us down to approximately the $96 area. Now the problem with that is once you get below the 101.13, there's no other swing point until you really get down to the $87 area. So 96.02, it's not out of the question. And here's the thing, 96.02, if you really take a look at that area, and I haven't done this for a while, we're going to do it right now live. I'm going to just take a look at the retracement from the lows that we made in 2009 all the way up to the highs that we did here in May. And what we're going to find out is that the 618, which is a normal retracement, is at 93.87. I think the market is just, I would be very bullish on the market because it would be making a Gartley buy pattern right at that 96.02, 93.87 area.
Cool.
All right. Hey, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it, Ed. Thanks for listening, folks. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow down 107. We'll be right back.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
As Tom says, go long America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before October 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just one, but two exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, the Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses, keep money in your community, and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you only have until October 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a technology insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Now is the time for Tiger Dollars. Purchase $250 or more before October 31st and receive a 30% match. Go to the front page of TFNN.com and get your Tiger Dollars today.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Thanks so much for joining me. And you want to stay tuned because after this, you've got Tom and myself doing the Money Masters. I'll be back with you from 11 to 12. And then Don Kaufman doing the great option show. Ken Shreve from 3 to 4, Tom from 4 to 6. Right now you got the Dow down 97. The S&Ps are down 11. And I see here that the finance ministers from the European Union have canceled their meeting for tomorrow. So that's interesting. I am guessing that is one of the things that spooked the market. And I've got the DAX up on my screen. It'll be interesting to see where the DAX actually finishes. It's got another hour and a half of trading, and so far it's rejected the highs. It looks like what it wants to do is actually get down below that candle, which would be a total rejection, assuming that the volume is light here. And what it needs to do is close below 6,008.01. Of course, if you can't bust them up, you go ahead and you try to bust them down. In the case of the DAX, what it will do is it'll try to get into the hammer candle that's out there from September 23rd. The high on that's 52.29. The low is 49.73. And that would be the next place where you would see a big piece of information released to us in the markets. If we go take a quick look at King Dollar before Tom gets in here, what I wanted to show you there is, and I mentioned this yesterday on the Money Masters show, and I do this, I'm aware of it. I do this on occasion, if you will, which is count the candles on the way up and count the candles on the way down. And what you want to do, folks, you want to start with the candle from August 29th where you had a low. The low there was 73.57 all the way up to where it made the high on October 4th. Well, you had 26 trading sessions. I count the bottom, I count the top, if you will. Then as you start to count from the top on the way down, so from that October 4th time frame down to today, if you will, and today it made just a slightly lower low than it did yesterday. If you'd been listening to the If you've been listening to the Money Masters show last Thursday, I asked Tom where his King Dollar was because it looked like it was going to retrace back to that 76.19 area. Hit it right to the tick yesterday. But if you count down from the high that we talked about to today, that gives you 16 candles. If you go ahead on your calculator, divide 16 by 26, you're going to get 0.615. Folks, that is close enough for me to get to 0.618. So now what you've got is you've got time. If you just simply divide the time from candles up to candles down, you've got a Fibonacci number 0.618. And when you take a look at price, you've got price coming in right there at 0.618. So I don't care that the European Union finance ministers canceled. You know, the charts were telling us what was going to happen far ahead of those events. How does that happen? I don't know. I just know that it does. And you want to go ahead and use that in some of your trading as well. You just want to simply be aware of that, especially as you're pulling back into one of those Fibonacci areas. And we look at 0.382, 0.618, 0.786, and it's always, you know, I every time, even though I have a positive expectancy, if you will, even though I know that this happens, still each time that I do it, I'm still always amazed at how does it work out like that. Does it mean that, you know, and the dollar is absolutely bounced up from there. I am go along America, if you will. And so, you know, it's just wonderful how you have this whole thing set up where you've got time, where you've got price. There was a note that came in from the Den, folks, and if you're, you know, one of the other elements, you know, there are ways for you to get from where you're at to where you want to go. And one of those is simply by using some good coaches or some services, some newsletter services. If you're looking for a life raft, just come on over to the TFNN homepage and try out my service. You can try it for 30 days, unconditional money back guarantee. Boy, time cruises fast around here. Give that a shot. Stay tuned. But the new moon cycle, even though it comes in tomorrow, it's possible that it has started today. Anyways, thanks for joining me, folks. We'll be back in about 8 minutes, and see you in a few.
Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, traders. Hi, folks. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the Trader's Edge, coming to you live from the TFNN Television and Radio Network. Yes, Television Network, folks. You want to go over to the TFNN website, and you will see the button for TigerTV. You can watch this show live. You get a chance to take a look at what's on our screens. You can always call in 877-927-6648, and I absolutely love being here with you. I am just thrilled, so honored just to have the opportunity to serve you. You know, feel free to give me a call, 877-927-6648. We got the Dow down 129, the composite down 32, the small caps are down 12. The S&P is down 15%, and we'll take a look during the day what's popping and what's dropping. You talk about what's dropping. I hope everybody out there that's listening, other than those folks that are, you know, you've got your money in your mutual funds, I hope that if you have Netflix, that you are finally out of Netflix, because that thing is down another 34% today. It's down $40, and you know, so we'll take a look at what's popping and dropping, or anything else that you want to take a look at. And you know, if you caught the 9 o'clock show, thanks so much for tuning in. If you're just tuning in now, you know how I like to start my day, or really start you know, anytime before I'm about to do something. I like to make sure that I put myself in a peak state. What's that mean? That means I want to put myself in the most positive frame of mind, and I do that both with regard to my physiology, if you will. You know, I make sure that I take a nice deep breath, if you will, not a shallow breath, but a deep breath. Make sure that I've got my shoulders back, and you know, and then actually, you know, I have some triggers. We each have triggers in life. You know, sometimes, folks, there's triggers that they're mental triggers, if you will, that help you to get into a peak state. If you take a look at athletes, all athletes have a certain trigger that will help them to get in a peak mental state. Well, you're an athlete. If you're sitting here trading these markets, folks, you know, this is a marathon race that you're running. Sometimes it's a sprint. You know, and we take a look at sprints because we can take a look at the volume that's behind the sprints, and, you know, but it's also a marathon. And so I want you to think of yourself as an athlete, and it's really the reason why you need to be able to put yourself in a peak state. Now, there are two spots, if you will, that I have where I can trigger myself into a peak state. Hey, no, I'm being serious here. Now, one is where I actually, in my fist, where I take my right hand, make a fist, and I can pound my hand. Now, I'll do that. I'll do that when I'm golfing. So when I'm getting ready to take a shot, I actually have a physical spot where it automatically triggers me going through a routine that is normal, that gets me to focus on what it is that I want. And that's so important, folks, is that just before you're getting ready to take action, make sure you're focused on what it is that you want. Because actually, the power of the negative, when you're focused on what it is that you don't want, for whatever reason, I don't know the reason why, but you can manifest that into your life a whole heck of a lot easier. Maybe it's just because of that automatic negative thought in electricity that's out there. But what you want to make sure that you're doing is you want to focus on what it is that you want. And what I'd like to do is that putting yourself in a peak state comes down to three things. It comes down to your physiology, and your physiology, folks, is, like I say, it can be just something as simple as how would you walk. You know, if you're taking a look at a golfer, you know, coming down the fairway, and that golfer is walking up to his shot that he's got to hit, whether it's a putt, whether it's a drive, whether it's a second shot, third shot, whatever it might be, you know, how is it that you would envision that golfer stepping into that shot? Or maybe it's a tennis player, you know, that's down and it's a match play and they're down a point. How would you think that they would go into that next shot? If they're focused on fear, what is it that you think will happen to them? What do you think would be the chance of their success? When it comes to your money, when it comes down to managing your money, you've got to have that same process where you are coming from a peak state, just as you would if you were an athlete going to hit a tennis ball, hitting a golf ball, whatever it might be. So physiology is one of the first things. Focus, which we just talked about, that is really important, folks. You've got to be focused on what it is that you want. If you're listening in on the show and part of your focus is to try to help to create your money tree, because I do believe that money grows on trees. At least it does here at TFNN.com. I want to help you plant your tree. I want to help you plant a forest. You know, we can do that. There are absolute resources. This is a once-in-a-lifetime generational opportunity, in my opinion, with regard to the money management that's out there, with regard to the tools that are out there, that you can have a competitive edge. And, folks, having a competitive edge is really what it's all about. And when you take a look at all the folks out there that don't put themselves into a peak state, that don't have the right focus, that don't have the right physiology before they're getting ready to step into a trade or before they're getting ready to step into something that they want to accomplish, that would give you a competitive edge. Words are the last element of it, but words really are just a small thing. But if you watch a golfer or you watch yourself, you know, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you've got these positive affirmations. Those are the words that you tell yourself. And so you got to be careful because, like I said, you can manifest negative stuff in your life by simply focusing on those words because those are triggers as well. So that's part of the trigger system. And I'd love you to be able to experience your trigger. What you can just do is simply stand up, make sure you get into a strength spot, if you will. You know, how you would stand if you were going to be a warrior, because that's what it is that you are. That's what it is when you are out there and you are fighting these battles and you're fighting and some of the battles in the markets, folks, are the battles really that go on inside your mind. So what I start my day off with is I start my day off with, you know, my favorite spot in Hawaii. That's what you're looking at right now. And then from there, I'm able to put myself into a peak state. And what is part of the ultimate success formula? It's really simple. Boils down to three things once you put yourself into a peak state. You want to be able to see things how it is right now. That's what you want to do. You know, we talked about this morning, if you caught the 9 o'clock show, and if you didn't, you can take a look on TigerTV. You'll see in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see 4 words: potential, action, results, and belief. That, folks, is how you will find motivation in your life. And you want to make sure that you have that. And once you do that, once you do have those 4 elements, that's part of that ultimate success formula. You want to see things how they are. When you take a look at the markets, when you take a look at charts, you want to see things how they are. I mean, what we really are doing is we're trading our beliefs. What you want to be able to do is step back, take a look at the markets, irrespective of whatever else it is that's going on in the world. Look at the chart and just trade the chart. Get rid of the outside noise if you can. And then once you do that, whatever it is you're trading, you want to see things better than they are. So no matter whether it's trading, no matter whether it's something else that you want to accomplish in your life, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's taking action to help yourself get into the money game, you want to make sure that you see it better than it is. And that's what I really call that potential piece of it. Because when you see it how it is right now, when you see where you're at right now, where it is that you want to go to, that is really a portion of your potential, folks. And then you've got to create that mindset that meets that vision. Well, that's about about putting yourself in a peak state. When you know that, folks, you know your outcome, and that is total clarity. And there is nothing like total clarity. When I take a look at the markets, when I take a look at the dollar index right now and see where that traded to, when I take a look at that chart and I see it how it is, and I see how everybody is trashing the dollar, in speak, if you will, but what I can do is I can also see that better than it is. And when I take a look at the patterns that are out there, I can also create a mindset, a vision for where that dollar is going to go. I believe we're seeing the C point of an A to B equals C to D that was formed yesterday. We've got everything on our side to go ahead and master probability and take the trade. And that's what you want to do, because you want to be able to clear your mind so that you've got total clarity. Because when you know your outcome, when you know that what I was looking for from an outcome is I'm looking for time and price to come together, I want to be able to teach that to you. And so that, folks, is part of the success strategy. So grab on to that success strategy. Thanks again so much for being with us. Let's go take a look at that dollar index if you're just joining us. And what I'm talking about there, folks, is sometimes what I'll do is I'll take a look at the daily chart here on the dollar index. What you can see is the dollar index is off of its 0.618 area, 76.19. That came in at about 2 p.m. yesterday afternoon. And when we hit that, that was simply coming back, and that was making a move of a move. And where I'm going to on that is the September 15th time frame. And oftentimes, when you make a move of a move, and if you haven't heard that, go out and buy Tom's book, The Art of Timing the Trade, because it's absolutely covered in that in that book, and you want to understand that concept. Well, here we've got a move of a move. We've got a 0.618 retracement. If you count from the low that we made here in August 29, 2011, all the way to the high that it made October 4th at 80.43, you've got 26 trading sessions. When you back it up to how many trading sessions from the top to the low that it made this morning in early morning trading, folks, what you'll see is you've got 16 sessions. You take 16 divided by 26, you do the math. You'll come up with 0.615. Folks, that is the same as 0.618 when we're taking a look at our retracement tool on our screen here. You've got time coming together. You've got price coming together. Well, if that's the case, and that's my assumption at this point until I am proven wrong, right now you've got a correlation between the dollar and the markets. So if the dollar moves up from here, you're going to see some real pressure on the market. Well, how is it that you've got, and we know that correlation exists, and it's not decoupled yet. And so when you take a look at that, and then you know that you've got a new moon coming in, and you've got a new moon at perigee, and that takes place, ephemeris time is tomorrow. And you've got a 1-day, 2-day orb on either side of that where you can create a trigger. And when you take a look at these lunar cycles, it's nothing more than a real trigger. We started the show out here talking about triggers. We talked about Steve's trigger here, or one of Steve's trigger, how I get myself into a peak state. Well, guess what? The lunar cycles are also triggers. And those lunar cycles, folks, they're about to unleash a huge trigger. Why? Because what you've also got going with it is you've got this large Pesavento index date. Thank you to Larry Pesavento for being, and Ruth Miller for the work that they did so that we could use those days. And those are days, folks, where you've got planetary alignment. In this case here, you've got 17 planets that are aligning on one single day. You've actually got 20 if you take a look at the New American Ephemeris right now. But based on the work that Larry and Dr. Ruth originally did there, folks, you've got, and that is an unusual, it's an anomaly. There's only 35 in a 300-year period going back from 1800 to 2100. When you take a look at that percentage, 0.03% of the time, you've got a day that comes in like that. So now you've got that coming in. You've got the dollar that has simply got its 0.618 retracement, all coming together all at the same time. At the same time, you've got a huge grease fire that nobody knows how to put out. And the problem with a grease fire, sometimes there is a contagion. Sometimes you can't put that grease fire out in the kitchen because it all of a sudden spreads. And that's probably what's going to happen out there. I'm not here to sell bad news, but I am here to tell you the markets go up and down, and I can help make money. I can help you make money both ways. 877-927-6648, Dow's off 140. We'll be right back.
It's better when we're together.
As Tom says, go long, America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before October 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just one, but 2 exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, The Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses. Keep money in your community and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you only have until October 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG. X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. 877-927-6648. You get the Dow off 135, S&P's off 17, composite down about 36. And let's go take a look at what's moving, what's popping, and what's dropping. So you got Unisys Corporation, symbol UIS. Let's go take a look at what's going on there. Unisys is up 30% today, trading up 26 Let's see if I've got that up here on my screen. We do. Look at the volume behind this move so far today. You've got 3.2 million shares. Don't know if there's some buyout rumors. Let's see here. I don't see anything on my radar screen here that says why this thing is popping. So let's go take a look at the weekly chart here on Unisys. So I'm going to pull that up and see what we're looking at there. And you can see that this thing here has been testing its lows on the weekly chart going back to the July 2010 time frame. Let's see what else is it that we've got out here. See if there's any other information. This thing had a pretty decent downdraft. I mean, when you take a look at the candle that's out there, we're looking at the week of October 29th. The high there was 31.70, low at 22.90. We're trading inside that session right now. It's going to need a lot of volume. You've got 13 million shares there. This thing hasn't updated for the weekly. Let's go back to the daily again. And so on the daily here, you've got 3.2 million shares, so you're going to need more volume than you've got here. Now, this is one that you're probably going to want to put on your screen. Let's take a look here. And, yeah, it's trading right here. Look at how this works, folks. If you go back on the daily chart on Unisys, UIS, and you take a look at that downdraft that we identified on October 26th, that thing traded down 6.9 million shares. That is the big volume bar that's out there. And you can see that it gapped down to the 2662 area, traded to as low as 2366. 2662 was the high, 6.9 million shares. You take a look at where this thing is traded today, it's gotten up to 2643. So you've got some folks here that are taking their money off the table, just simply glad to get their money back, and that's what it looks like is going on right now for UIS. If you were going to go ahead and take this stock, you'd love to see this thing, you know, pull back into the $18 range, because you got $18 to $26. That would not be a bad trade at all. So maybe just put that on your radar. Maybe this is a little bit of a trading range that you've got going on here. So that is popping today. You've got UA that is up 9%. Let's go take a look at UA. Is that United Airlines? Let's see here. Got UA, and look at that candle. So on a day here where you've got the markets down, what you like to do is you like to go out there and do a little surfing around with regard to what's moving. Because if you can get some type of move like this on a down day, that's Under Armour that you've got out there. And Under Armour is attacking the highs that it has at 80.93 from July 22nd. Now, the volume that you've got out there is 1.3 million shares. What you've already traded today is you've traded 2.7 million shares. Let's pull this back a little bit further. Let's see if we are at our all-time highs here. I'm going to put this on a weekly basis. And so on the weekly basis, yeah, this shows that Under Armour is attacking its all-time highs. How about that? So you've got on the weekly basis, you had the high of 82.95, had 5.5 million shares. You're absolutely you got 2 million shares already for this week, and you are up just over those highs. Watch for Under Armour 82.95, which you'd like to do on a stock like this. So let's take a look at the daily here. Now, here's the problems you've got with Under Armour. So let's take a look at this. Now, the problem that you've got with Under Armour, if you're looking at the bottom of my screen here, you're seeing the volume that we've got there. And the last time you've got any type of real big volume comes all the way back over here to January 18, 2008. And the high there is 45.74. And so you want to be able to watch that area, because if this stock, for whatever reason, were to fall out of bed, you'd see it fall back down there. So it's just like if we were taking a look at that Netflix chart and how that went from the upper 200s down to, let's see, what it's trading at? Trading at $77 right now. You want to be able to identify these volume patterns. You like to see a higher volume, up at a level higher than that when you got at a stock that's traded at $82. But if so you want to be aware of that. Now, if you're using the 1% rule, it makes things a lot easier to trade, because when your stops do get jumped, which is going to happen a percentage of the time. Hopefully it happens less than 5% of the time, but 5 to 10% of the time you're going to have your stops that are going to get jumped. But if you're using the 1% rule, and the 1% rule, folks, is where you're not risking more than 1% on any trade, then you can absorb that as long as you've got a system that has a positive expectancy. If we take a look here at Under Armour, and we take a look at where this thing, if you could get Under Armour to pull back to 72.25, it might provide you with a trade. It's about a 15%. 877-927-6648. We'll be back. in just a few.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading the gold market. If you're an investor in gold or any of the gold mining equities, this newsletter is an essential tool that can help you become a better trader in the gold market. The Gold Report comes out every Monday with complete coverage of the entire gold market, including the XAU, HUI, the dollar, the bond, the rand, more than 40 different mining equities, as well as some of the most popular precious metal ETFs, including the GDX and the SLV. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report that will help you take advantage of investment opportunities at the current historic gold price levels. To order your Gold Report today with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to TFNN.com or call our office directly at 877-518-9190.
Are your cable rates rising? Tired of being pushed around by your provider? It's time to push back. Cut the cable and get Dish Network installed with absolutely no equipment to buy. Here's the best part. Packages start at just $24.99 a month for an entire year. That's right. Call now and get Dish Network installed free. Plus your choice of HBO, Cinemax, or Stars free for 3 months. If you call in right now, Dish Network will also throw in free HD for life. PMG Dish, a Dish Network authorized retailer, is waiting for your call and can have you watching TV as soon as tomorrow. Call 800-565-8010. Imagine all your favorite movies, sports, and shows in crystal clear digital quality for far less money, and you won't have to deal with the cable company anymore. At only $24.99 per month, they're practically giving it away. Call now for full details. Call 800-565-8010. That's 800-565-8010. Again, 800-565-8010. Limited time offer, prices, packages, and programming subject to change without notice. 24-month agreement required. Cancellation fees, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You absolutely want to stay tuned because following me, you've got Don Kaufman, 1 hour uninterrupted, free information on options. You know, absolutely the best options show that's out there. And then today you've got Ken Shreve from 3 to 4 He is the warm-up band for Tom. It'll take us home from 4 to 6. Right now, you've got the Dow down 123. We were taking a look at what's popping and what's dropping. So before we went to break, we were looking at what's popping. Let's go see what's dropping, if you will. And what I've got up on my screen here is the symbol ININ, Interactive Intelligence Group. And ININ right now is down 25%, down $8.42 for the day. Now, what you can see that it's doing, it's taking on the swing points that are out here from October the 3rd. The low there is 24.96. You did 279,000 shares. What you've done already today is 574,000 shares. Now, it's trading at 26.26, right at that mark, if you will. 24.96. I apologize. 24.96 is the low. So it is trying to bust that. If it can bust through that, then what you've got set up here is a new AB equals CD down. That would take the stock to 1741. Well, what do you got at 1741? You got a breakout. This stock actually broke out somewhere right around the $18.09 area. Maybe a little bit lower than that. You can see that this thing broke out on 1.3 million shares. Obviously, it's not a hugely liquid stock when you take a look at what this thing can trade on a daily basis, 55,000, 38,000. So using this more for an example, if you will, so you can take a look at how stocks end up coming back to large volume areas like we were taking a look at. I believe it might have been Unisys was one of the stocks that we were looking at. So it's important to understand this here. But in this case here, what's also cool, when you take a look at ABCs that are forming, either ABC ups, ABC downs, what you want to do is you want to go over to the left side of the chart and see what it's going against. In this case here, it's coming right back into a breakout area. This doesn't have, it's got volume off the top, doesn't have volume at the top, but that is one of the stocks that's dropping. Let's see, what else? You got Netflix. We don't need to go, commiserate over Netflix. Hopefully nobody out there owns any Netflix. Google is down just 1% today, down $7. You got Amazon is down about 2%, a little over 2%. Let's go see what Amazon is doing. Symbol on that is AMZN. And we take a look at Amazon. And let me get rid of this here, because that's not right there. And you take a look at Amazon. And what Amazon is, made a high out here on October 14th at 246.71, made the same high on October 17th, did it with 4.7 million. We did it with 5.2 million shares. You came off of that with 6.7 million shares. There's a small ABC that it's trying to, ABC down that it's trying to create. The B point on this is the October 19 time frame. If we just simply take a look at the retracement from there down to the low, what you can see here is that just simply the way that these 0.618 areas work, just like we were talking about in the dollar index. You see that here with Amazon. It came down over 3 trading sessions, bounced back up over 3 trading sessions. The 618 was 240.04. It got to a high of 240.47 yesterday, and it is trying to get past that B point. Now, that B point has got 6.7 million shares. We are only 2 hours into trading, and you've got 3 million shares. So this has the chance to absolutely go ahead and set up that ABCD down, if you will. And where that would take that to, if we go complete the A to B equals C to D, would take you to that 223.60 area. That would be the 1-to-1, and you would expect that would happen. Now, if we just go take a look at where's that going to retrace to from the low of October 4th all the way up to the high that it made, the 0.618 is at the 218 area. So that would be the 1 to 1.272. That's where, if you are looking to get into Amazon, that's where you might want to consider that trade. You want to take a look at the volume as you're getting down into that area. You want to do it on less than 8.7 million shares. 877-927.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry, or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's go to our caller, Mike in Tampa. Mike, thanks for holding. Thanks for calling.
All right. I closed out my positions on UCO.
Okay.
Yesterday and today.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering now, looking at the SCO, or time to get back into the UCO.
Okay. So the UCO and the SCO, folks, those are the pro shares for the oil contract. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when we're taking a look at it now, do you trade it off of the light sweet crude contract? Are you taking a look at that, or just taking a look at?
I take a look at the West Texas. I don't have access to the commodity itself.
Okay. So you closed it out. You said you closed it out yesterday.
Yesterday and one today.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's really a nice move. When you take a look at the actual light sweet crude contract right now, we're trading at 93.49, and actually, if you go to the September swing point high of 90.52, all the way down to the low that we had on October 4th, the low there was 74.95. Now, here's where you can use both a contraction and an expansion Fibonacci. Well, the 1.272 expansion of those swing points was 94.76. Where the contract actually got up to was 94.65. You got to love that.
Right.
So nice move on your part on taking that off. You had some volume, coming in on the contract. Let's go ahead and pull up the SCO here. Give me one moment. So congratulations on that trade. And, on the SCO here, if we take a look at a trade here, and it would make sense to go ahead and put a trade on here, because you're coming up against this bar from August the 1st. You had 3 million shares, and the low on that was 44.95, and you tested that so far this morning. So what you want to see is this thing close above 44.95. You're trading at 45.51 right now. You know, what you'd love to see here is you'd love to see a nice gap up tomorrow. Now, if you were going to trade this thing, the SCO, let me just go ahead and let's see what the average true range on this is. So I'll help you here with a little trade setup. So let me put up my my position size calculator on this, and this is going to help us to identify what the average true range, because you know what I'd be taking a look at is putting a stop outside of the daily noise, especially if you're trading the you know, the oil contract here. And the SCO, give me 1 second here. Looks like the average true range on this is about $2.94. Let me just so we've got a sub index. We're going to be going long on this thing. Let me switch back here to the chart. So right now this thing is trading at 45.58. So let's go put this in here. Let's assume that we're going to take this trade right now, 45.58. What would be, are you looking at, what's your target if you were going to take a look at this trade?
I probably take, I don't trade the SCO that much, or the UCO, but I would think it's probably showing at 39.38.
39, SCO?
Yeah.
It's trading right now at 44.55, unless I don't have something updated here. Yeah.
So that's the target I would go.
Because I'm thinking your target would be somewhere around the $60 range.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You were.
I'm just reversing my numbers.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. So I think you'd probably be, let's say, in the $60 range. That would be just simply the 0.618 area here.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Good. So let's use 61.12 on that as our target, so we can see what type of reward to risk you'd have on this. So you got 61.12 on this. Let's go ahead and hit calculate. And what this would tell us that you'd want to have a stop somewhere around the 41.84 area. That'd be a $3.74 stop. That would give you a 4-to-1 reward to risk. And what that would do is that put your stop at a, you know, the average true range times 1.272. And the reason why I'm using 1.272 is when we took a look at the expansion on the other side of the oil contract, that just did a 1.272. You know, I'd like to be able to, you know, give yourself a little range. So what I would do if I were trading this, you know, you could actually take the trade now. You'd want to see that again. You'd want to see that if you can. It's really testing the swing point here. If I go back and take a look at the real swing point, is July 26th. That is testing. The high there is 45.90. You'd love to see it close above that 45.90. If I were going to go ahead and take this trade here, what I would do is on every $10,000 that I have, I would purchase 27 shares. That way you're only risking 1% of your working capital.
Right.
Does that sound good?
Yes, thank you very much.
Hey, my pleasure, Mike. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Have a great day.
You betcha. You betcha. Folks, and all of that was really done using the position size calculator. I shared this on last Wednesday when I did the free webcast. And position sizing is really what it is all about. You want to be able to learn this, whether you're using this tool, and we do have this available. It's in the carousel. If you want to click on the carousel, you'll see the position size calculator there, and you can try this out for 30 days. And you want to be able to do this because, you know, it's not just about finding your entry price in a stock, and it's not just about finding the exit, because you can enter a stock. If you're sitting there trying to buy the bottom tick, you don't need to do that. What you need to do is you just simply need to buy at about the right price range. You know, when you're coming down into an area, maybe it's a retracement level, maybe it's an expansion level, and you're going to flip your position like Mike is considering doing here. And what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to understand what the daily volatility is, and you want to have your stop outside of that. Do you want to buy at the lowest tick possible if you're going long? Sure you do. But, folks, what you don't want to do is you want to get your head so focused on that, because what you want to focus on is making money. And you don't know where a stock is going to stop, but what you do know is what the average daily volatility is. And you want to make sure that if you put the time, effort, and you're putting your money up at risk, you don't want to get stopped out too quickly. Have you ever had that situation where you've got stopped out, you were just a few pennies on the wrong side, maybe it was more than a few pennies, only to see the stock go ahead and take off from there? Well, if that happens to you, what you're doing is you're creating too tight of a stop. You are assuming that you know where the market is going to go. And, folks, I don't know anybody that absolutely has that talent, that knows exactly where it's going to go. Do we use these retracement rulers as guidelines? Absolutely we do, and they work really well. And what they then work well at is helping you get in the trade by understanding the daily volatility, by understanding how to risk 1%. And what 1% means, that's what you're risking. That's not what your total investment is. In this case here, you know, if only 27 shares were bought for $10,000, you would be putting 12% of your portfolio at risk. but only risking 1% of the stock. So go over to the front page of TFNN and take a look at that carousel. Click on position sizing. Try it out for 30 days. If nothing else, so you can get the feel for how this works so that you too can set up a trade like Mike and I just did. 877-927-6648. We'll be back for our last segment in just a few.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the opening call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today. Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real Money Masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks, something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And, let's go ahead and take a look at another trade setup that's out here. Hopefully you're watching this on TigerTV. And what you want to take a look at here is the XLK. The XLK is a technology sector in the S&P 500. And what this has set up is this has set up a really beautiful Gartley sell pattern. Now, I just was trying to get timing the art of the chart up as well, but I've got too many applications running at the same time. And when I say, a Gartley sell pattern, what you've got is you've got some really nice sacred geometry numbers here. You can take a look at the retracement from the high, which is our X point, which is July 26. You got a 0.786 retracement, and that's where it retraced back to on October the 14th, and then you got almost all the way back up there yesterday on 12 million shares. That 12 million shares was coming into 8 million shares. I was waiting for it to get back up to the top there, as a possible trade setup, because wanted to see it do that today on lighter volume. What you also have is a 1.272 expansion of this B to C point, if you will, and then what you've got is a 618 retracement, which was the X to the B point here. So you've got nice sacred geometry. On the art of the chart, what David does is he's got this power law vector indicator, which helps you to express the energy on the leg down versus legs up. And what you've got here is you've got much more energy on the way down. You can see that here on the volume and time aspect versus the energy on the way up. So you've got a couple of things coming together. We were talking about, how when you've got price and time coming together. Well, here you've got this coming together with regard to energy, and you've got a Gartley pattern. So if you were going to take a trade on the XLK, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up the position size tool so you can take a look at that. Even if you entered right now, this is trading at 25.68. This is why you want to go over to the website. Look, it's included with my service as well. So you can try out my service for 30 days. You'll have the position size tool in there as well. And this is so important for you to use in your trading. Even if you're only going to use my service for 30 days, let me give you that gift, please. And what you do here is you just simply type in the symbol XLK. I've already done that. You would hit the search button. And then what you're doing is you're using the pull down to identify whether, I've got really 3 pull downs, whether it's a stock, whether it's an index ETF, or whether it's a sub-index, such as a sector, as this one is right here. And then whether you're going short or long. Really just 2 different options. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put your capital balance in, whatever your cash balance is that you're trading, and then the amount of risk. Well, I always start with 1%. I don't like to risk more than 1%. You don't need to risk more than 1%. And once you've hit that search button, it automatically goes out there and calculates what the average true range is. It calculates for gap ups and gaps down. It does all that calculation for you down at the bottom. You can see we had 2 days where you had gap ups, and so we account for that as well. And it gives you what the average noise of the day is. Now, what I like to do is I like to use a Fibonacci expansion, whether 1.272, 1.618, 2.618. Used to have this simply just default to 2.7, just as a rounding of 2.618. In this case here, I've got this set at 1.272. You like to be able to stay outside of the true range. And so in this case here, that would give you a 55-cent stop. Now, 25.66 is what it's trading at. 23.23 on the short side is where I would take a look at this chart. Coming down to at 23.23, you happen to be at the 0.786 retracement. It would also be this high volume low from August the 19th. The top of that is 23.20. So that's why I've used that 23.23 as our target price on the XLK. And if the market decides to pull back, you'll see this sector pull back as well. So when you take a look at the position size, what this did here, folks, if you go up to the top, the summary here shows you that, that we didn't need to risk a 0.5% because that would be 47% of our capital. So in this case here, you can take about a 0.5%, a 0.5% risk on this trade here. And the position size, it would tell you for a 0.5%, folks, for every 10,000, you'd go out and you would short 91 shares. That would be, you'd round that up maybe to 100, maybe a down to 75. But that's your trade. Stay tuned for Don Coffin. Thanks for being with me, folks. Have a great day. Look forward to seeing you in the morning.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look